Hey YouTube, and hey to all my phenomenal women. Welcome back to my channel. As promised, I'm back with another video this week, and I will continue to try to post new content on a regular basis. This week I will be doing a 4-part series on how a phenomenal woman can create a second, third, fourth, or even a fifth stream of income. Statistics show that most millionaires have at least 7 streams of income at any given time. So having multiple streams of income can definitely be a lifesaver for regular people like you and me, and for any phenomenal woman while she continues on her feminine journey. Even if we have a full-time 9-to-5 type job, unexpected circumstances can arise in our lives, and having a second or third stream of income can be invaluable to you in a difficult financial time. So in my next few videos, I will be breaking down 4 to 5 different ways you can create cash flow into your bank account with a second, third, or fourth stream of income. I will start with the ones with the lowest time and monetary cost to get started, and then work my way on up to the streams of income that may take a little longer to get off the ground and may have a little bit higher initial investment, but the payoff can also be substantially higher. So the first stream of income that we'll be talking about is going to be e-commerce or selling online. Selling online can be a hobby, or you can create a legitimate business that earns thousands of dollars per month. Statistics show that Americans who live in a metropolitan area spend 4 to 5 hours per week on average shopping online, and over 50% of Americans prefer to shop online rather than visiting a physical store. There are multiple platforms out there now where people can choose to list their items for sale online, such as Amazon, Shopify, Etsy, eBay, and Poshmark, to name a few. So whatever platform you choose, I am giving you 6 simple steps to take you from a complete beginner to a professional seller in no time. So let's jump right in. So just like with anything, before you get started selling online, you do want to analyze whether or not selling online is right for you. And so you can do that by weighing the pros and cons of selling online, and then you can decide if that works for you. Some of the pros to selling online would be you can work from anywhere as long as you have a smartphone or a computer. So you can work from home, you can work from abroad, you can work at Starbucks, you can do whatever works for you, but you are not tied down to one location if you start an e-commerce business. Number 2 would be you're probably already familiar with buying things online, so you have a general understanding of how it works. So I'm sure most people are familiar with Amazon, buy just about anything on Amazon, but a lot of people don't know that you can actually, as a personal seller, list your own items. They do have a lot of stipulations about what you can list, but it is easy. If the item has a barcode, you can set up an Amazon selling account and you can get started selling there. The third pro to selling online would be that you can sell something that you are interested in or that you are passionate about. So if that's makeup, athletic wear, traveling, the great thing about selling online is that you can often turn a hobby or your personal passion into a profitable business. And lastly, selling online is fun. So once you sell an item for 2 times, 5 times, or even 10 to 100 times whatever the amount you paid for it, then you will be hooked and it will be full steam ahead from there. So to me, that's the best part of selling online. There is no cap to how much money you can actually earn, and you can double, triple, quadruple, or even make 10 times or more what you pay for an item. And to me, that's the most rewarding part. And now for the downside or the cons to selling online. So it's always important to set realistic expectations. So I will give you a few downsides or cons that you can expect when selling online. But I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just trying to let you know what you can expect. So first of all, selling online takes a lot of time, or not a lot of time, but it can does take some time. So once you list your items for sale, it can take days, weeks, or even months for it to sell. So don't start this journey thinking that you will get rich overnight. The second thing is that there's a learning curve. So it takes time to figure out what you actually want to sell. It takes time to figure out what sells the best for you. It takes time to figure out what website you want to sell on, or even it takes time to figure out how to take your pictures the best way. It just takes a little time. There is a learning curve. So what I would suggest is to watch a lot of YouTube videos, find people that have a similar business model to you, or that you think you want your business model to be, and just while you're working, listen to them and try to implement that while you're out shopping for your inventory, or while you're listing your items. Some of the people that I follow online would be Mogi Beth, and I'll link her channel. She has a great YouTube channel that she goes into a lot of detail about data regarding Poshmark and selling online. Poshmark is where I usually sell at. And then there are some other YouTubers, people on Instagram. You can search for people selling on Amazon or anywhere, but you want to definitely find people who know more than you, I would say. Also, before you actually start selling, you will need to choose what business model you will use. There are a few different business models you can choose from. They all require a different level of financial investment and will ultimately determine how you structure your business. So you can choose from drop shipping, where you just sell products that are listed on a different website. A customer purchases a product from your online store. You place an order for that product with your supplier at a wholesale price, and your supplier packages and ships the product directly to your customer, so you don't have to hold the inventory on hand. You don't have to actually buy the product before you sell it. And so it's basically zero cost to you until you make a sale, and that may be the easiest way to get started. You may consider sourcing from wholesalers, sourcing directly from manufacturers. You may consider making and selling your own products. Whatever you choose to do, you have to decide on your business model first before you actually list any products for sale on your website. And now that you've chosen your business model, you can start with actually choosing what you want to sell online. You've probably thought about this already, and in fact, most people start by thinking of products they can sell online and go from there. When considering what product you want to sell, there are a few things you want to think about. First, you want to decide whether or not you can make a profit on it. This one is pretty obvious. Don't forget to factor in things like shipping, packing, and the fees that go along with the marketplace that you're selling on. Secondly, make sure that there is a reasonable demand for the product. One of the common mistakes new sellers make is to dive into selling a particular product without checking the demand. So maybe it's not in demand at all, no one wants it, or it could be saturated and everyone is selling it. So you'll be way down the list with people looking at your items. So you want to find something that actually has demand, and also don't choose something that's oversaturated in the market. Number three, when deciding what to sell, would be to make sure that the competition is not too intense. That goes back to making sure that the market is not saturated. Competition can drive down the profit when people race to the bottom to try to sell their item for the cheapest price. So you just want to do a little research before you actually list your product to make sure 1,000 people are not already selling it. You may want to sell home decor, children's toys, pet supplies, baby supplies. Anything that you can find really is my strategy. Anything that I can find that will sell for a profit, I'm willing to sell it, even though I specialize in women's clothing and I thrift for the most part. So I actually sell second-hand items, but the second-hand and the thrift items can actually make you the most profit and be the most profitable products to sell. The next thing you will need to do to get started with selling online is find a supplier. So if you are reselling or thrifting, or you could even do retail arbitrage, which is buying a product maybe on clearance at Walmart and reselling it online for a higher amount. Whatever the case may be, you want to find the supplier. That's the second most time-consuming part of selling online, is finding the best place to get your inventory. So if you are drop shipping, then you can find a supplier directory online or drop ship suppliers online like Alibaba or AliExpress. You can find wholesale suppliers, or like I said before, you can go directly to the manufacturer. Number three would be to actually set up the business online. So you need to choose a business name. You may need to register the business depending on what state or county you live in. You may have to apply for a sales tax ID or reseller's license. And you also may need to set up payment options for your store depending on if you're using Stripe or Shopify, anything like that. You may need to set up the payment options. Websites like Poshmark, eBay, and Amazon have that function built directly into the system. And next, you want to actually choose what platform to sell on. You do want to diversify and maybe use as many platforms as you can. People call that cross-selling in the reseller world. There's no way that I can tell you what the best platform for you would be. It really depends on what you're selling and what you're hoping to achieve with your business. Each platform has its own pros and cons, so it pays to do a bit of research into a few different platforms before deciding which one you want to use, and then make your decision from there. So what are some things to look for when deciding which platform you should sell on? So you want to pay attention to how many users the platform has, how many sellers the platform has, what fees do you pay to use the platform, what type of goods are you selling. Some platforms are more suited to specific types of goods. For instance, Etsy has a reputation for homemade goods, arts, and also vintage clothing. How reliable is the platform? You want to consider that too. And then how much flexibility does a platform allow for you? So some marketplaces have strict guidelines you have to follow. If you make a mistake, your account can be suspended, like eBay. And I think even Amazon is really easy to get your account suspended. So you just want to be careful with that. A few different platforms that you may could use would be, of course, Amazon, Etsy, Bonanza, Craigslist, Poshmark, and you can even set up an account to sell on Walmart.com as a seller there. I'm not really familiar with how that works, but that seems very interesting. You can also set up your own website. That gives you greater freedom, less competition, no fees, but it is a little trickier and more time consuming to set up. You can use platforms like Shopify to easily set up an online store, or you can pay someone, usually a nominal fee, and they will help you get your website set up also. Step 5 in your journey to starting to sell online would be to market your store. So congratulations, your store is up and running, and now you need to attract customers to your listings or to your website. And this is where your marketing strategy will come into play. So you can't just sit back and expect the money to start rolling in. Maybe some places work like that, maybe eBay, but usually you will have to make some type of marketing effort in order to get traffic going in your store and to get your sales going. So a few things you want to consider when you're marketing your store is good quality photos, a good quality description if there is any flaws on the item, even if the item is new but maybe the box is dented, you want to make sure that you let the customer know that in your description. You want to decide on what your marketing strategy is going to be. If you will be passing out business cards, if you're going to market yourself online, on Instagram is a great way to do that. Also Facebook, and you also can just include maybe a flyer in your orders when they're going out to give a discount if they refer a friend or use a discount code, whatever you can do. Lastly, you can ask your customers for reviews. As soon as you start making sales, then you have the opportunity to use that as a marketing strategy, where you can ask your customers to leave reviews in order to put your future customers at ease when they come to your listings or to your website. You can market your business in many different ways. Of course, you can use your own personal social media. You can set up different social media accounts for your business. You can start a blog that gives different tips, different lifestyles that relate back to your product and link it there. You can also start a YouTube channel that can promote your item and give information about your store. Or maybe you can just host a giveaway and try giving some of your products away, or get someone to sponsor or actually sponsor a post for someone who may be an up-and-coming influencer. They probably have lower rates. Sometimes you probably could get someone to do it for free for you, but you want to do giveaways that can draw attention to your business and to your products. And now you should be well on your way to setting up a successful online store and making your first sale. It can be an exciting journey, but it's also important to stay informed and to never stop learning, so you have the opportunity to stay ahead of your competition. So let me know down in the comments if you have any experience selling online. My biggest suggestion is to make sure that you leverage your social media accounts as a free way to market your business or your online store. If you need tips on packaging and shipping your items, then please let me know down in the comments, and I will make a quick tutorial video on how I package and ship my orders. I will also be linking a few of my favorite YouTubers that I follow and who helped me in my online selling journey. Lastly, I will also leave a link to my Poshmark account down in the comments where you can take a look at my store. It's actually just one of my stores, but you can take a look at my store, see what I sell. Take a look at my photos, and maybe that could help you out also. So just please remember to like, share, subscribe to this channel if you found this information helpful. And on my next video, I will be discussing how you can create an additional stream of income by becoming a licensed insurance agent. And financial services and the insurance industry has the most millionaires out of any industry in the world. So that's a very exciting topic on how you can create an additional stream of income by becoming a licensed insurance agent. And maybe, who knows, that may be your full-time job also. So stay tuned, and I will see you all on the next video.